Nkulamwisa mukagwa iwowe waireyo okutubona. Erina lyange ninze Mutesi.
Erina lyange ninze Daudi.
Eno ni program Fas Fas.
We're coming to you from Butekanga in Kamuli district. And in case you're joining us for the first time and you don't know what Fasi Fas is about, it's a show intended to have conversations around making way for women in the leadership sphere. And today we have some exciting guests. We have the sub-county councillor Akalimwine Florence.
Tulina ni mwami ababiri Ronald, youth officer Kamuli district.
And we have Kabeda Sarah, who is an education officer.
Twaba ni Namkose Susan, gender officer Kamuli district.
And ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's make way and make some noise. Evidence shows that the female representation in local governments has been decreasing from district to sub-county level, meaning more women are interested in being represented at the sub-county level. It's no secret that the bias in gender distribution within the local government councils is partly attributed to the low education levels among women in Kamuli. The female literacy rate increased from 64% in 2012-2013 to 70%, and the male literacy rate increased from 76% in 2012-2013 to 78% in 2017.
Nkwaniriza iwe mukagwa ali kutubona ku program Fas Fas. Onna ku olwaleero tulijja kwogera ku byansoma. Abageni baife abatukyalira olwaleero bali kujja kwogera era tujja kuba nga tukubaganya ebirowoozo ku ngeri ey'okusoma. Okusoma kuno tujja kwogerako nti iwe omuntu oba iwe omukyala ali eyo okusoma kuno kukusala kutya okwidde okwegaita mu byobufuzi. Abageni baife. Question eri kusooka ndowooza kantandiike ni youth officer Mwami Ronald. What's the general level of education?
Okay, thank you, madam. Generally in Kamuli district, the level of education for women is P7 and senior to around there.
That is the maximum, the highest they go.
Yeah.
Why is that? Is it that there is families run out of money and they make the decision, let's take the boys and leave the girls? I have heard of I mean, when we were talking before the show, there was a disturbing problem of early teenage pregnancy. So what are the reasons that people actually are, especially women, are dropping out of school in Kamuli?
Okay, thank you, sir. One is the one you have talked about, is the teenage pregnancies, whereby most of the girls do get pregnant while they are in those classes. Then the other one is poverty, whereby some parents have failed to pay school fees for their girls to continue.
Do you see situations where, and as an education officer, do you see situations where parents are preferring to take boys to, because you'd imagine that these things have changed with the sensitization, but decisions where parents are preferring to take their boy children to school instead of their girls, are they still prevalent in the community?
Yes, thank you, presenter. The situation is still prevailing, and in most cases it's all about parenting. And also the culture itself, the gender stereotype we have, the issue that a boy is dominant, so the girl child should be left behind, is also still running on up to now. And that is a cultural mode. Yeah, culture has set it like that girls remain behind, boys move forward. That is it.
And that has affected the participation of women in the political sphere greatly, because they are not as educated as the boys are. I think I was looking at the statistics and they were saying, I think there are 18.3 literacy levels in girls and about 21 in boys. But let's move to the requirements, because we might be making the assumption that you need education in order for you to be a participant in politics. Is that necessarily true, to just blame education, especially if you're not vying for positions at national level?
Thank you, Daud. To me, I think education is very relevant because we have some posts which require education levels. For example, LOC5, if you want to stand in for LOC5 post, you need to at least have senior 6. Then if you want to be as an MP, you also supposed to at least have what? Senior 6 or its equivalent. And then another thing why it is important, now like these other posts are free, you're free to campaign or to stand in for that post, but now when it comes to meetings, papers are presented in English. So you need to have at least some knowledge to be able to interpret what they are presenting to you.
Okay, so but people have stopped in P7, so shouldn't they be able to read and write?
May I supplement?
Yes, please.
I am of the view that we can ascertain that the higher somebody goes in education is the more somebody is able to express him or herself better. Because the lower education somebody has, it means that that person has been surfaced down and cannot really have the attributes to stand as a leader. That is a belief in the educationists. On the other hand, there are some people who are leaders, but they have the potential, they have the skill, but education limits them to go ahead and join politics in that arena. So it is a two-way. Leadership sometimes we believe it's not all about education.
Yes.
Somebody can be a leader at any level and can lead others well. That's what I would say.
All right.
Ababiti.
Yes.
Obaire olina kyoyongerako?
Thank you. Nenda kwongerako akantu katono ku why to no valuing education in politics. For instance, even at the district level, even the executive, when they are selecting the executive, they want people with papers. They say they want people with senior 6 also to be on the executive. So I would add the...
But does that necessarily make you a capable leader? Just because I went to school and I went to senior 6, does education equal the ability to lead and have great ideas for your community?
Absolutely.
Really?
I disagree with him.
Yeah.
We have seen some potential leaders who have never gone to school. We've had an LC 5-tier person, the late, sorry to say this, Kaugu. He really did great for the people. I'm not.
No,
in
but
that
he was
arena.
always they were putting him aside always because of papers.
So there, yeah, but isn't that a bias?
David, I want to come in with an example. When I was working in Wankole, I had just a group, and their group chairperson didn't know how to read and write. Now time came, we had an NGO which wanted to build their capacity, and they were taken to Kampala. Reaching Kampala, people were speaking English, and the lady was just seated. He could not even have anything to do what? To talk. When they told them to make work plans, they came back to me, Susan, now they have told us to make a work plan. What is it? You try to help us. So it is very important at every stage, because there is somewhere you reach and you need what? Education.
Florence, okyogerako otya?
Kati ndi kikoba nti education is very important. Then buti ng'abantu ife abesimbawo nga ozira busomi bumala babenga bakontrininga n'okusoma bana abali kusoma batyagaane mu maiso so that nti omuntu asobola okola ki okuba nti ali eno wansi asobola okwesimbawo era abanga abantu bamusupportinga nga ate abawulirira mu emirembe.
But let's talk about a different issue. We were doing an episode before, and one of the guests talked about the fact that people will get a man and a woman with similar qualifications, and they'll be more inclined to vote for the man because they somehow assume that the man is more educated or is cleverer. You know, have you seen that happen in your community, and why do you think that is? I'll just ask Ronald.
It is there. Well, our thinking and the attitude towards men, the attitude we have as, let me say, the community members, the attitudes they have towards men, it's like that men are always what? Superior. And they are the ones who are supposed to head, not the women. So they will always vote in for the man than the woman. Yes, because of that.
Let me interdict and say that it also depends on how the woman has laid his or her, I would say, has laid his or her manifesto to defeat the man. It doesn't mean that whenever I stand with the man, then the man automatically will win. That is a gender issue.
But do people necessarily vote for ideas? Because I mean, you talk about the electorate, and do they necessarily vote for the ideas that the politicians are bringing, or they vote for other things? Papers. Yes, papers. yasoma tuidamu wako.
No, people necessarily do not vote for because you have the papers. You can find somebody who has a doctorate and somebody maybe who finished senior 6, and one of senior 6 has won, and that one of the doctorate has not what? Has not gone through. That one is a sign that people do not necessarily vote for
Papers.
For papers. It is not automatic.
Okay.
Yes.
Honorable Florence, bwe tuba tuli kulonda batera consideringa bitabo bya muntu oba mpisa daalina.
Okusinziira ku level eya local council. Omuntu asinziira okukulonda okusinziira mu mbeera de webisa mu bantu nga bakayikulinga ku education level. Then webanga okuva ku LC1 paka ku LC3 sub county enganze gyendiko. Babona omukyalo oyo yebisatya kubanga eriyo omukyala yetwalinga tuli opponent wange ng'ayomba ino n'abantu. Bako batu etutwiddamu wakuba ayomba ino n'abaki n'abantu so bamwimaawo obululu nze naafuna advantage eyokolaki eyokubitawo nga nebisa bulungi ng'ate ne obusomi n'obwo buti obutontono.
Okay, mbaire nja kubuuza nti ekitegeeza ole yali akusinga obusomi ng'agamu kubisa mpisa but again omaze wakyeriramu. Susan, any supplement on that?
Nze nja kwongerezaako nti woba olinze mu community ebintu ebibiri bitambulira ki walala. Enaku dino abantu balijanga bakyusaamu olw'okubanga ebiseera ebindi basobola olonda ate kayiri ono talisobola kusoma bulungi tali kwira tu representinga aye ng'ekyempisa kintu kikulu ino. Then n'obusomi kubanga era olina okwira obakobere biki bye byabaire muki mu kanso. Babawa budget bajje naddeeka basomemu mebaire bakolesi bateese babise. Aye biti bakuwaire ekipapula toyina kye kiriikoba. So ensonga edda ibiri dibitira ki walala olina oba n'empisa n'obusomi.
Well, we'll take a short break, but if you'd like to be a part of the conversation, you'd like to join us, you have a comment or a question, please go to our social media handles. That is at Fasi Fasi on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Share your comments, share your thoughts, and we'll be back after this.